Hello everyone, this is Isaac and welcome back to Isaac Reviews 2021. I saw Dear Evan Hansen last weekend and I've never been so let down by a film since the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Now, before this came out, I was excited for it, hoping it could do the subject of depression and justice, since, believe it or not, I suffer from depression and anxiety myself, plus there have been several points in my life where I've had thoughts and even attempts of suicide. So I hope this movie could be a love letter to people like me who struggle with mental illness and depression. However, once I saw it, it ended up being one of the most disgusting, emotionally manipulative, reprehensible pieces of cinematic filth that I've ever had the misfortune of watching in recent years, and I'm here to explain why. So here's the biggest reason overall as to why Dear Evan Hansen fails as a movie, and it's quite simple actually. Its portrayal of mental illness is absolutely reprehensible. Basically, after a teenager named Connor, who goes to the same school as the titular Evan Hansen, kills himself, Evan lies to his family and peers that he and Connor were close friends in an effort to make them feel better about what's happening. And there you have it. That's the reason why this movie fails so miserably, or at least the biggest reason overall. Evan is a manipulative and selfish piece of human garbage. He uses a suicide for personal gain, he tries to hook up with the sister of the person who killed himself, he lies to millions of people, and worst of all, he basically gets away with it with nothing more than a slap on the wrist and a Logan Paul apology. So there. That's the movie's cardinal sin that everyone's been pointing out in reviews. It handles its theme on mental illness with about as much tact and grace as someone farting at a funeral and then laughing at the fact that they farted. Now, the thing about themes in movies is you can discuss something as complicated as religion being twisted by people wanting to exploit it for their own personal benefits, or how systemic racism can mess up even the most thriving civilizations, or you can talk about something as simple as being nice to your parents or saving the animals, but you gotta make sure that the theme is well integrated into the story, and it's subtle enough for the audience to think about it after they watch the film. And here, not only does it serve as the story's main focus and hinders on other aspects of the film, but it's also handled as well as how Trump handled the COVID-19 pandemic. I could go on and on about how horribly Dear Evan Hansen portrays with depression and suicide, especially as someone who's dealt with those sort of things in the past, but I guess I should gloss over some of the other problems that make this film so bad. Firstly, the acting is terrible. Not only does it feel weird having Ben Platt, a 27-year-old dude, in the role of someone 10 years younger, but all of the actors sound like they just don't give a flying rat's anus about delivering a good performance, especially Ben Platt, who delivers one of the most hilariously terrible performances in a film since Tommy Wiseau in The Room. Plus, the dialogue is garbage, where almost every line is delivered so awkwardly, with several instances of verbal pausing and random stuttering that just makes the overall experience even harder to get through. And also, this is a musical, so how are the songs? Awful, that's how they are. Not only can they sometimes experience something called mood whiplash, but the way they try and make this tragic story an upbeat pop musical is kind of insulting. And the actors also give some awful singing performances as well, especially Ben Platt. Like, you'd think he'd do better with the nepotism involving his casting. But no, he's an awful singer here, giving a lot of voice cracks, yet not giving two craps about his performance. So yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff in this film, but honestly, this could have been good. Like I said earlier, I held out so much hope that this could have been something that I would have liked, and had it changed some of the stuff with how it was written, like maybe having Evan being held accountable for his actions, then this could have actually worked. All the pieces were there for it to work, but sadly, those pieces were thrown into a dumpster and had a match set to it. So in conclusion, Dear Evan Hansen is just, I don't know what to say. It's so bad that I'm just at a loss for words. Dear Evan Hansen, with its terrible acting, shaky cinematography, awful songs, detestable characters, atrocious dialogue, and god-awful portrayal of mental illness, all of it exudes nothing more than contempt. So please, to all my viewers, I beg of you, do not watch this film at all. Especially if you're depressed or anxious or have some other problems like that, as this film is an active middle finger to anyone experiencing those sort of problems. I hope this could have been good. I really did, but I guess I was just naive to think that, because this is nothing more than a movie I'm giving a 1 out of 10 rating. The lowest rating I've ever given something in any of my reviews. Yes, an even worse score than what I gave to Arctic Dogs, Playmobil the movie, Artemis Fowl, Thunder Force, and Paw Patrol the movie. And at least I can congratulate Dear Evan Hansen on one thing, that being that it's the worst film I've reviewed on this show. Thankfully, next time we'll be reviewing something that looks good for a change with Venom Let There Be Carnage. Hoping this could be better than its crappy predecessor, but we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Short steps, deep breath, everything is alright. Chin up, I can't step into the spotlight.